Welcome to ReFramed, the panel show that analyses all things disability in media. I'm Jason Climo.
And I'm Stephanie Dower, and let's meet today's very special guests. First up, we have Carly Findlay, OAM, who is an award-winning writer, speaker, and appearance activist. In 2020, Carly received a Medal of the Order of Australia, the OAM, for her work as a disability advocate and activist. Welcome, Carly.
Hello, thank you.
Also with us today is Jacob Darkin, who is an inclusion advocate, entrepreneur, and speaker. Jacob is the founder of AT2Me, a tech platform making it easier for people to access assistive technology, and the co-founder of GTAS, a consultancy for navigating the healthcare sector. He's a passionate wheelchair rugby player and an aspiring pilot with wheelies and wings. Welcome.
Wow, very impressive bio. Exciting to talk to you both.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're just going to ask you both a couple of questions just to learn a bit more about you and what you do in your lives. So, Carly, we might start with you. You edited an anthology book that I feel like is quite well known now, Growing Up Disabled in Australia.
Yeah.
Did you find that when you were reviewing the submissions for it, that there were any common themes across people's stories?
Yeah, that lots of people didn't know they were disabled until they met other disabled people. That was a really common theme. And the other common theme was the low expectations that people often try to defy. And in the green room before, we were just talking about the way we overcompensate for that and the way we really pick up the work and don't stop. So I think that is...
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think we could all relate to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, my question for you, Carly, is that you obviously juggle so many different endeavours while also uplifting disabled voices. So what's one creative thing you do just for yourself?
I really like cooking. So
amazing.
Yeah, cooking's really fun, and I like to just, cook one sort of good meal once a week and then have it for leftovers, and then maybe one or two throughout the week. I got to cook on SBS's The Cook Up a few years ago, which was really fun. So that was, I did 4 episodes, and it was a very long day of filming. I think I ate 13 meals because we actually get to eat the food that you cook. And it was an incredibly long day, maybe a 13-hour day, where we did 4 episodes, and it was fun.
Amazing. Should we be expecting a cookbook anytime soon?
I'd like that. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Not yet, though.
We'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Now, thank you, Carly. Jacob, we might spin to you now. You're someone who's only more recently acquired the disability. How is that journey, I guess, for someone who has acquired a disability later in life? I think a lot of the community has gone through that. Can you sort of share that journey a little bit, the early stages, and, did it help finding authentic stories out there to help with that process?
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie. It's a pleasure to be here, by the way. Thank you for having me. So I get to see things from different perspectives. Before my injury, I really seen life as an able-bodied person, and I felt very invincible working in construction. And then one day I had a spinal cord injury, and it was a really long path of self-discovery and also to be able to accept help from others. I heard a lot of people neglected. I heard a lot of people experiencing pain without them be able to share that too. And sometimes pain is inside the mind, and sometimes it's physical pain, realizing that it's very subjective, right? And I learned so much about that. Since having a spinal cord injury, I've discovered that I have ADHD, and it was left undiagnosed and untreated for my whole life. And it was coming across a psychiatrist, peer-reviewed medical journal saying living with ADHD untreated and undiagnosed can lead to 13 years less than someone that's neurotypical because of risk-taking behaviors. And my psychologist just said, after hearing my story, I'm going to link this spinal cord injury to ADHD. So I'm just an advocate for that. So, and to also normalize for men to get help. And when I was working in construction, that was unheard of, to go get help, mental health help, and rub a stake on a scratch. If you didn't bleed, you didn't work, type of thing in construction. And I think it's really quite toxic as well, because I think a lot of people do want to get help. And since then, I've lived some of the best of my life because I've just unmasked and just truly been authentic to myself, and do the things that I love to do, and not be afraid of like expressing my love to those things.
Absolutely. It's such a freeing experience, I can imagine.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very important journey is underway.
You know where to find the authentic stories too, growing up disabled in Australia.
Yeah, hey. I
A nice
agree.
little tie-in there.
Right.
I love that.
Well, Jacob, my question for you is, a lot of your work is in the field of technology and how that can work for people with disabilities. What's something exciting that you've seen in that space recently?
Absolutely, Jason. Well, I'm really excited for people to be able to, that particularly don't want to express with words, that either they don't feel comfortable or they don't have the capacity to communicate with their words, to share with, instead of like the Microsoft voiceover, like the monotonic, to be able to share the love and the pain and the expression. So I could imagine people living with dysphasia, like when I call up a call center, I want to talk. I can't wait for the day when I'm talking to someone that doesn't communicate with their mouth, but with technology. And that's someone that didn't have a job before, but now because technology is moving this way, it's enabling so many people. And for me, talking to someone that can communicate with technology, that also, for me, I know that now they can also express pain and like joy and anger and all the other emotions that we have the capacity to express, and build relationships and express themselves in ways. And I'm really excited for that.
Absolutely. Technology, it opens up doors, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I saw that Facebook video recently where that man chose the way his voice was going to sound. Have you seen that?
No.
And he really wanted a specific accent, and he wanted to sound a bit like his dad, and he wasn't happy with the way the monotone sounds on the iPad or iPhone sounded, and so he got two people who he thought he liked the sound of, and they molded it together, and he has this new voice now.
Wow, that's
brilliant.
so special.
Yeah, it's so
I love
cool.
that.
Yeah, I
love
feel
it.
like when technology can give people more agency over who they are and how they express themselves, it's always going to be a win. It's a brilliant thing.
100%. Yeah, well, thank you both for being here. Lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And now we're going to get into everyone's favourite segment, Get Your Head in the Frame.
Now it's time to test your pop culture knowledge with Get Your Head in the Frame. I'll be asking our panel members multiple choice questions about disability in the media. Let's get into it.
I'm ready.
We ready?
I'm ready.
What I want you guys to do is, once I read out the question, I'm going to give you 3 options for what the correct answer could be. Try and let me get the 3 options out before you buzz.
Okay.
Doesn't always happen.
Doesn't always happen. People get a bit
I was
What do
saying
you
to buzz
say?
already.
Yeah, me too.
button happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, question 1. Love on the Spectrum alumni Michael appeared in the sitcom Austen, which was filmed partly in England, and which Australian city? A. Canberra, B. Melbourne, or C. Sydney? Ooh, Carly, that was quick.
Canberra.
Correct.
Oh, there you
Well
go.
done.
Very
I
nice.
still need to watch it. I'm
1
behind.
point to
Sorry.
Carly. That's the energy we want.
Okay, great.
That's competitive.
Get
Good.
your energy on.
Good competitive energy.
All right.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm like this the whole time.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. The ABC series Headliners features 3 Australian musicians putting together 2 bands that include all musicians with disabilities. The musicians include Tim Rogers from You and I, Alla Hooper from Killing Heidi, and which other musician and activist? A. Troye Sivan, B. Ali Mae Barnes, or C. Guy Sebastian? Jacob.
Ellie Mae Barnes.
Correct.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice.
All right, 1-1. I
Good
like
pick
it.
up.
So good. I need to play catch up here.
Honestly. So a little point check, 0 for Steph.
Really had to
Honestly.
nail that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
well,
you. Appreciate that.
Just pointing it out. 1 for Jacob, 1 for Carly. It's getting competitive. All right,
Okay.
question 3. English actress and disability activist Liz Carr played Clarissa Mullery in which long-running BBC crime drama? A. The Bill, B. Rosemary and Thyme, or C. Silent Witness? Carly.
C, silent witness.
Correct.
Oh, man.
Well done.
She's also a friend.
Ah.
Sorry,
Too
don't want to
connected.
name
This
drop.
is great. Has someone rigged the question?
Carly.
All right. Carly's on 2, Jacob's on 1.
I know. Don't need
is
to
in
tell
a
me.
nap,
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
think.
I'll try really hard.
4th and final question. This will be the decider. English actor and cerebral palsy advocate Zach Ford Williams appeared in which period drama phenomenon? A. Pride and Prejudice, B. Bridgerton, or C. The Queen's Gambit? Steph?
I don't know, but the Queen's Gambit?
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Carly?
Bridgerton?
Correct.
Because
And-
you called it a phenomenon. I can't
Yeah.
think the other two are phenomenon.
Yeah, and also
so
Pride
good.
and Prejudice, which version? There are too many versions.
Yeah.
So true. So true.
rigged.
Well, good effort from
was fun.
everyone.
Sort of. Yeah, except for me.
Congratulations to Carly. You are our
What do
winner.
I win?
Congrats.
A big round of applause.
Great.
Nice. Yeah, that was well done.
All right, well, now it's time for show and talk. Both of our guests have brought a piece of media along for us to watch and discuss. Each clip includes disability representation in some form or another. Whether it's good or bad, we'll find out. Carly, we're actually going to start with you. What film have you brought to discuss today?
I brought The Other Sister, which is a 1999 film, so very old, 25 years old. So it is about a young woman called Carla Tate, and she has been at a special school. Special. Maybe that gives away the type of film it is.
Yeah.
And her mum is quite embarrassed to be with her, to have her around. Her dad is quite encouraging, and Carla was a bit of a rebel at the special school. She was doing some up to monkey tricks, as my dad would say, and she has seen what independence looks like, and she wants to be more independent, but her mum is holding her back and her dad's kind of pushing her. She meets Danny, who is also disabled. She goes to a technical college and she meets Danny where they do Computer 101, and then Danny and Carla's relationship thrives. The trouble is Carla and Danny are played by Juliette Lewis and Giovanni Ribisi, who are both non-disabled. So they're emulating disability, both in like speech and motion.
Well, let's have a look at the clip and see what our audience thinks.
Come on, Daniel.
Well, okay.
She said it was downstairs.
I passed it, Daniel! I passed my subject in a regular school! With real tests and regular teachers, I did it, Daniel! I love Polytechnic School! I love my teachers! I love everybody, Daniel!
But Daniel, you didn't fail by much, just a smidge.
Well, I didn't want to fail my smidge. I wanted to get out of one class just because I passed, not because I was too old.
It's okay, Daniel. Don't be upset.
No, it isn't okay. It isn't. Everybody's right. Everybody's right, Carla. I'm dumb. Everybody's right, Carla. Everybody. Carla, can you go away for a second, please?
Okay. I didn't know this film existed until you shared it, and I gotta say it was a bit of a struggle to watch,
Same.
unfortunately. Yeah. When did you first discover the film?
In 1999.
Okay.
So when I was quite young and I didn't know about disability rights and representation very well. When I was watching it this time round, there were many examples of ableism, and so that is good, I guess, but the way it's performed, where they're cripping up, is really bad.
Yeah.
And also the language. I think they only mention disability once, like the word disability once. There's all euphemisms, including the R word, which is really problematic.
Which was in like the first like few minutes of the movie, and I was like, okay, this is where we're going.
I can imagine in 99 this was probably quite like, I don't know if groundbreaking is the right word, but like at the time it probably would have been considered really good representation, unfortunately. But yeah, like we know Juliette Lewis and Giovanni Ribisi, how they usually are acting, and it just felt so icky. It was the only word I could think of when I was watching this. I was just like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable right now. But I think if they had authentic representation or authentic casting in this film, it could have been, I mean, the story would have changed a little bit, but I think it could have been so powerful, but because there was no authenticity, it just lost all meaning.
Yeah, there were some really good parts where there was assertion from Carla, and I want to read out a little line here. She says, "I would like to explore my options now, Mother," as her mother urges her to have a holiday rather than do further study. And so when her mother says no, Carla says, "Excuse me, I have to go feed my fish." So there are some really
I would say I actually really loved Carla as a character.
Yeah, me too.
I thought she was so strong, like such a good, she did self-advocacy so well. I just wish that it came from an authentic place.
Do you think if it was made now, like if they made a remake with actually disabled people, it would be quite a...
I actually think it would be
I would
really
give
powerful.
it a really good score based on the plot, because I'm like, there's
some really good elements in there.
There is like, there's like the romanticism and sexuality being explored by disabled people, which is something that we very rarely get. And then there is that like sort of growing independence and pushing back on kind of, you know, a parent that doesn't really believe in you or support you. And I think that they're really, really important topics to explore.
It is also really interesting.
The way they did it.
Yeah, it is also interesting because like the mother, like Carla's one of 3 sisters, and like there was other stuff going on in the sisters, the other siblings' lives as well, that the mother was like ashamed of and, you know, pushing to the side as well. I think one was in a same-sex relationship, and I don't know what the other one was doing, workaholic or something like that. But yeah, unfortunately the mother is just a bit uptight for my liking, yes, and brought her daughters down. That was yeah, but thank you for bringing it to our attention. I mean, I got really excited when I read the plot, and I was like, yes, this is going to be great. And then I started watching, I'm like, oh, okay.
Maybe we could get some funding to remake it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Screen Australia, I hope you're watching, yes. All right, well, thank you so much. Jacob, we might turn to you now.
Sure.
What have you brought to discuss today?
So today I was thinking about what do I bring, and I wanted to be a little bit different, and so I brought Beauty and the Beast.
Ooh, okay, great.
What a classic.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a young prince lived in a shining castle. Although he had everything his heart desired, the prince was spoiled, selfish, and unkind. But then, one winter's night, an old beggar woman came to the castle and offered him a single rose in return for shelter from the bitter cold. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away. But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances, for beauty is found within. And when he dismissed her again, the old woman's ugliness melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The prince tried to apologize, but it was too late, for she had seen that there was no love in his heart, and as punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell on the castle and all who lived there. Ashamed of his monstrous form, the beast concealed himself inside his castle with a magic mirror as his only window to the outside world. The rose she had offered was truly an enchanted rose which would bloom until his 21st year. If he could learn to love another and earn her love in return by the time the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed to remain a beast for all time.
Okay. I have to preface, this was probably my favorite Disney film growing up, so I know. It's funny, it's not until you become an adult that the discourse around this really becomes apparent. And I think maybe I watched it with like rose-colored glasses when I was younger, but I never equated disability with turning into a beast. So maybe I came at it a bit more innocently, like putting that onto it. But that's just me. So, Jacob, what are your thoughts on the film? Like, what did you want to discuss today?
Yeah, I think that this is a film that a lot of people have watched, including myself, and I even did the musical in high school in drama. And when I watched this film, I loved it, and then I watched it in theater after my injury, and I just didn't know what it was. That just didn't feel genuine. So the enchantress, she says like, look, can I just get help in exchange for a rose? And the story is no, go away. And the beauty's on the inside, but then she's beautiful on the outside. So what is that about?
That's a good point.
Yeah, so like it seems a little bit fake this whole time. So and then that's the whole plot. And then for the beast to transform into a beautiful person again, all the people around are pressuring Belle, which she was held captive. And so for me, why I wanted to talk about this is because I experienced body dysmorphia after I had a spinal cord injury, because going through the gym and everything like that prior to my injury, I was talking to a psychologist, and the psychologist said, Jacob, you only have one body. So you gotta love it no matter what, because you can't do anything about that. And I had nerve transfers and things like that. And that's something that I took away from the psychology. And then watching Beauty and the Beast again live, I just felt like we're teaching children and people a very interesting story and narrative that we love, with good music and really great theatre and great costumes. But what is that teaching society?
Yeah. Jason, what about you?
Especially the old classic
Yeah,
ones.
exactly.
No, I get exactly what you mean. I think especially when you acquire disability. So I acquired my spinal cord injury when I was 19. I feel like I still have days now, it's been 10 years, where I have a disconnect in my mind from my body because of body dysmorphia. And yeah, I've never actually looked at Beauty and the Beast probably from that lens before that you've just explained. And I'm still clicking in my mind at the moment, where I'm like, wow, that is really perpetuating on a very subconscious level some really harmful tropes.
And also using, well, again, does the Beast, is that classified as disability or not? I'm not sure, but using that transformation as a punishment.
Yeah.
And it's why?
It does kind of really slots quite closely into that whole,
this is the worst thing that could possibly happen. This is beware, Yeah.
But then also it's curable.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So one thing that often happens with facial differences, which is depicted here, and as someone with a facial difference, we're often portrayed as evil and the villain, and so there were two facial differences in that clip. The woman at the start, and then the Beast, and both of them were shamed. And I think that introducing that idea so young into children's lives especially is really damaging. Not Beauty and the Beast, but I had some dolls that were fairy tales when I was a kid, and they were Snow White, and the wicked stepmother was depicted as similar to the haggard lady on Beauty and the Beast, and I was actually scared of her. And it was only a doll, like it was a plastic doll, like a Barbie. And I thought, that's how young we're entrenched.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're teaching this fear. We're teaching this, to see those people as, evil or,
And again, it's like for starters, it's like this difference is bad, but then it's like bad things happen to bad people. And it does perpetuate that trope that, almost comes from kind of like really like overzealous religious principles of, bad things will happen to bad people. And there's some people that do believe that way about people with disability, and or the opposite of, if we pray, it'll go away.
We'll fix you, don't worry.
I'm sure we've all experienced something similar to that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring up the conversation. I think it's food for thought, and I'm a father, and I've got a daughter. She's 7, Chelsea, and I just want to make sure that, like, when she grows up, and the people that she hangs around, like, they just love and don't think about these things. They shouldn't be like judging and judge free. I think just like caring for each other.
That's why I'm so excited when I see kids content, whether it's on screen or in toys and things like that, where they're showing all different experiences, wheelchair users, other people with disabilities, facial differences, and it's just part of their growing up. And so hopefully when they go out in society where they're adults, they're not shocked by anything. It's just part of life, which is what we all want.
Bluey for the win, usually.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for bringing in those clips today. We've had some really great conversations, and really appreciate your time and engaging in this awesome conversation around representation. So before we wrap up, we'd love to give you all at home some speedy suggestions. So we're going to go around the table and each recommend something in the media that represents disability in a positive way, or it could be a great book that represents disability, or just a handy tip about life.
Anything you want to share with the audience.
Yeah, anything you really want to share that's helpful. So, well, start with you, Carly, if you've got a speedy suggestion for us.
Sure. I just read Darren Hayes' book, Unlovable, and it was a story of his struggles through a traumatic childhood, and he talks a lot about mental illness in the book.
Brilliant. I'll have to add that to my read list.
Love a bit of Savage Garden, yes. And Jacob?
Yeah, I've read the book Stronger by Dr. Dinesh Playpana, and I think that there's so much wisdom in there to learn about. I think that because I've got a spinal cord injury myself, and I can see a lot of similarities, but I can learn a lot from him. So highly recommend that book.
We're big fans of Dinesh on the show. He was on our last season, so yeah, 100% check out his book.
Absolute legend. Well, my recommendation is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Absolutely obsessed with it. There's some probably like really interesting different types of minority representations throughout it, but disability is in there. And I personally think that most of the time they get it pretty right.
Awesome.
What about you, Steph?
Well, my final suggestion for the day is a short film called Threshold by filmmaker and activist Sophia Golan, who I thankfully know in real life. I saw it just the other day, and it was such a beautiful expression of her experience as a deaf person and her experience with cochlear implants and the culture around that. And it was a great mix of or use of animation and real life action, and yeah, just a beautiful film. So hopefully people will be able to check it out online somewhere. Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you to both of our guests, Carly and Jacob, for being here today. Where can people find out more about you? We'll start with you, Carly.
You can find my Instagram at Carly Findlay, or my blog, carlyfindlay.com.au. And I've got 2 books out, Say Hello and Growing Up Disabled in Australia.
Awesome.
Brilliant. And what about you, Jacob?
I love that. You can find me on LinkedIn, so Jacob Darkin. And because I just want more people with disabilities to go on that platform to make decisions as well and help with that. And also on Instagram, so Jacob.Darkin. And please send me a message, and I'm happy to share like anything from my experience.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being so generous today. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks,
as always. And thank you to everyone for watching at home. And we'll see you next time on ReFramed.
Sure.